Hello students, I hope you will be fine at home. So in the previous lecture basically we have started about our unit number 1, theory of errors, and it is in the power system instrumentation. So in the continuation with the previous lecture, actually I earlier told you that the instrumentation is in basically playing an important role in measurement purpose. If you want to measure something, we need an instrument, because without any instrument we can't able to measure something. And if I'm talking about the power, so power is basically the combination of voltage and current and product of voltage and current with power factor. In DC power factor will be unity, and but in AC power factor will be some have value, because inductance, resistance, and capacitance, three passive elements playing an important role in AC, alternating current, but not in DC. So if I want to measure something, I need a instrument. Test instrument is also known as measuring instrument, and we can also called as instrumentation. Means they take place in instrumentation. Why they take place in instrumentation? Because instrumentation comes from the instrument, and instrument which we are using are the measure for the measuring purpose. So if I want to measure something, I need an instrument. So my dear student, instrument is very necessary, and without an instrument we can't able to measure something. So if we want to measure something, we need an instrument. So power system instrumentation is comes in your fifth semester, that is the second year of electrical engineering. So as per our curriculum, as per our SGU curriculum, the code number is EE311. EE represents the electrical engineering, 3 is for third year, and 11 is actually the code. And we are dealing with the unit number 1, and the topic is theory of errors. Subtopics are so many, but the main topic is theory of error, because in theory of errors we are going to study about the errors. Because if we don't know about the losses in a machine, we can't say that it is 100% efficient. For example, I'm talking about electrical machine, that is motor. So motor having 50% efficient. So hope you will find 50% efficient means 50% efficient means what? 50% efficient means you always get 50% efficiency, because it is 50% efficient, my dear. And 50% is losses, are losses basically. So 50% are the losses, and 50% you will get the output. So if you are getting 50 watt, means 25 watt you are getting. So you will not get the 50 watt always. So theory of errors is very necessary, and we have to consider this theory of errors, because theory of errors means we are talking about the error, which type of error we have, how much error we have. So this is theory of errors. Next, the lecture objectives. If I want to tell you about the lecture objectives, so actually the objective and the motto is that if I'm delivering this lecture, why I'm delivering this lecture to you? Because you are the student, and you are the learners. Why you are the learners? Because you want to learn this thing. But in my way, you are the student and you want to understand basically. So in my way, you are understander. So help the learner to understand different types of error, so many types of error, such as systematic, random, etc. Error, limits of error, and to understand about and standard deviation and mean of errors. Means how, if we found so many readings and so many errors, so how can we calculate, my dear student? So we have, if we want to calculate these two, so we have to just see that how can we calculate, though we have to calculate with the help of standard deviation or mean of that errors. So we have to know about the errors, standard deviation, mean, through which we can easily understand the thing. Okay, so these are the objectives. My main objective is to teach you about the errors. Error is why errors. Why, my dear student, errors are there? Because in an instrument, error is a by default. We can say we are a human being. In our human being, we do some mistakes on daily basis. Why do some mistakes? Because we are human, so we can do some errors. So similar to that one, they are machines, they are instruments. So in instruments, so many errors will be there. The thing is that just we have to identify. For example, I having a habit of anger, means I'm angry every time. I will anger, I will be angry every time. So angry is my basically what? Error. That is not good quality, that is bad quality, error of mine. Okay, I am taking an example, it is not just take serious of it. I'm taking an example. So errors are very necessary. First of all, we have to calculate the errors. If we identify that, if you have any, if you are a habit of seeing mobile 16 hours in of 24 hours, means 8 hours are remaining, or rest hours you are wasting your time for in mobile, just seeing so many things, playing games and all these. So that will give you what? That will give you the adverse effect. Why? Your eyes will get weak. Okay, you are basically become the mobile conscious. Okay, and you always being be, you will not get your sleep, full sleep. As per the health, we can say the health specialist, this sleep is very important part of your daily routine life. If you are not getting the sleep of 8 hours, 7 hours, it means you are not fit. So you have to take the sleep of that hours. So you have to remove your errors. How can we remove your errors? Just take a mean of it, just take a analysis. So these are comes in the analysis. So limit of errors, random errors, systematic errors. And why we standard deviation? Because we know in a statistical theory, we know if we want to calculate so many measurement, then we have so many what, so many formulas, so many, we can say the, so many functions, so many things, so many methods are with you. So you have to follow these methods. Okay, so help the learner to understand about standard deviation and means of error. Now, as I earlier told you, instruments form from a connection of blocks. As I tell you that in my previous lecture, the instruments are basically formed, or are basically the combination of blocks. Blocks means each block is performing their own work. Each block is performing their own work. If one block is not working properly, that means you are not getting 100% efficiency. Why is it so? Is it so due to you're not working in the proper manner, my dear student? If you will work in a proper manner, this will not happen. So in this, I am taking an example here, that here we're having the membrane, environment being sensed for humidity. RH is given in the input. It is an example, just example. Not think about it that it is compulsory. I'm taking an example to understand, to remember, to understand this thing. So I'm taking an example here, that is membrane. Okay, so membrane is this one. We are giving percentage RH input. Then cantilever beam is there. Resistance strain gauge is there. We are using this strain gauge and cantilever beam is the blocks basically. They are performing their role. Membrane do something. Cantilever beam is basically a path. Resistance strain gauge is basically a transducer, which basically converting one form of energy to the another form. Electrical bridges are there, and then we having a calibration gain edges and output. We are getting what? We are getting the output from it. Understand, my dear student? So that is the output. So I'm taking just example. So if I'm talking about these all, it means what? It means what? It means all the blocks are performing their own work. If one block having some error, so that error passes to the another block. For example, membrane having 2% error, cantilever beam having 5% error, strain gauge having 7% error, electrical bridge having 9% error. So it means so many errors you're getting. So you have to sum up all these. Sum up means take a deviation, take a limit, take something. So you will get the output. Okay. Now, static performance of instrument. If I'm talking about the static performance of instrument, so instrument having some performance, first static performance, in which we having systematic characteristic. See, if you want to purchase something, for example, you want to purchase Android TV for you. Nowadays we are working for Android. We are working in that environment, that we are working for smart things. So we are basically thinking that we have some type of TV that work like a mobile. So Android TV nowadays. So that Android TV some characteristic will be having with that TV. Otherwise, what will have? You'll not uh, you'll think that it is not good for me because it's having these not this type of characteristic. So systematic characteristics are there. Then range are the for the errors, range for the price also, range for the RAM also. So many range. For example, if you want to purchase a Android TV, which is basically based on the latest technology. So if you want to purchase TV of latest technology, so your price range will be higher. Latest technology is always very costly. Ancient technology is very cheap in electronic part. Nowadays, electronic technology is very rapid changing technology. Day by day, you'll see that so many things are coming in the market. The mobiles, if I'm talking about the 2000, means year of 2000, the mobile having a larger size with larger antenna is there. But nowadays size is larger, but it is touch. There at that time the keypads are there, not colored screen are there. Small screen is there. Nowadays all part is of screen. You have to touch all the things. And Android smart. Okay. So many things rapidly changing. So if they are changing, so range will be higher in the basis of price, in the basis of their ROM, random access, read only memory, their random access memory, RAM. So many things. Which type of processor you want to choose, which frequency, on which frequency that processor is working. So you have to think of it. Then we having a span. Span should be there. Span means we can also call it as TV size. This gap span, basically size, that how much inches you have to prefer: 32 inches, 48 inches, 72 inches, 84 inches, bigger to bigger. So that is span. Linearity. So linearity should be there in an instrument. In an instrument, the linearity would be, for example, I am giving input that linear to the output. Then sensitivity means if I am changing something in the input, that reciprocate or basically implicate on the output. Sensitivity. Then we having the environmental effects. Environmental effects is was basically, it is due to the environment conditions. It is due to what? It is due to the environment. How environment we having, which type of environment on the outside we having, how much it affects. Then we having hysteresis. Then we having the resolution, how much resolution we have. Then we having the depth space. So these are all the systematic characteristic: range, span, linearity, sensitivity, environmental effects, hysteresis, resolution, depth space. Now taking one by one. Range. Range is, I'm previously I told you about the range. Range means, for example, if I'm talking about the range, so range means what? Range means what? I'm talking about the price range, maybe. I'm talking about what? I'm talking about the price range. Okay. Or what we can say, I'm talking about the price range, I'm talking about the memory space means memory range, that it work from this to this, voltage range. So many things. So input ranges defines the minimum and maximum value of variable to measure. For example, a wattmeter is there, and wattmeter minimum range is 25 watt and maximum range is 100 watt. So minimum will become 25. If you want to measure 15 watt, so wattmeter will not always give you reading. Why? Because the minimum range is 25, my dear student. If 0 is there and it varies from 0, 15, 25, then it can be give you the 25 watt reading, but it can't if it is minimum 25 and maximum is 100 watt. So minimum. The output range defines the minimum and maximum values of signal given by the transducer. Why I use transducer? Because second unit deals with the transducer. So transducers basically changes from one form to another. Now I use several times I use transducer in this my presentation or in this my lecture. Why, my dear student? Because transducer is a very important part nowadays. It is very important part. Why? Because we want to convert something. We want to transfer from one part to another something. We want to convert one part to the another part. means we want to convert one form to the another form. So if I want to convert one form to the another form, what happens? What this means? It means I am converting from, we can say, pressure to electrical power, temperature to electrical power, displacement to electrical power, force to electrical power. So these all are comes in transducer. So later on in the second unit, I'll tell you about this thing. We'll study about this thing, that how transducer work and how they are very important. So output defined ranges define the minimum and maximum value, minimum and maximum value of signal given by the transducer. Next, assume a temperature transducer which temperature ranges from 100 degrees centigrade to 250 degrees centigrade. So my dear student, temperature range is from what? 100 degree. So 100 degree is the minimum, but maximum is 250 degrees centigrade. So if you want to measure the temperature, it's a 45 degree. It is feasible that this type of temperature transducer is working there? No. So you have to think for the range. Means you want to purchase a new TV, Android TV, and you thinking about the latest technology, but you want to spend only 4,000 rupees. Can't be feasible. No, never. If you want to make, you can make in your projects and something, but it's not feasible that you will get 4,000 in 4,000 rupees. You are getting the best, latest, advanced technology TV. No, it can't. So some limitations, some ranges are there, limits. Okay. So here the thing now, the span. If I talk about the span, so the input span is the maximum change of input, and the output span is the maximum change of the output. So previously I talked about this thing, but some characteristics remain in that lecture. So I want to cover up all these characteristics in this lecture, because if we don't know the previous one, then how can we go to the further ones? So first remember or try to understand the previous thing, then we move forward to the future things. So the input span is the maximum change of the input, and the output span is the maximum change of the output span. I want to move, I want to drive a car from 1 kilometer range. In a 1 kilometer range, one house at the starting 1 kilometer and ending 1 kilometer. So my car will, or my bike will be moved between 1 and 2, first house and second house, but the limit is 1 kilometer. So that is the span. That is what? Limit is there, but the span, the distance or the gap, we can say. Input span, obviously for the input, I maximum minus I minimum. So the maximum and the minimum, for example, maximum is 100, minimum is 0. So 100 minus 0. If I'm talking about the output span, so my dear student, output will be, for example, your output will be 500. Your output will be what? 500, and input will be 0. So 500 minus 0, you'll get 500. So linearity. If you want to see the linearity, before this linearity, it is normally desirable that output reading of instrument is linearly proportional to the quantity being measured. Now see, one thing is there, my dear student. If linearity is not there, I am giving some reading and it is not linear to the output, means it will not give some relations. Then you want to measure voltage, but you are giving input current. What happens? It will give you output. No. So there is no linearity. If you give input voltage, then output will you get in the voltage. But if you are not giving the same quantity to that one, means voltmeter connect in the parallel, but you are connecting in the series. What it works? No. Ammeter always connect in series, but you are connecting in the parallel. It gives you reading. No. Never. Because you are connecting, no, you are not connecting in a right manner. So linearity should be there. See here. That is the signal output and that is the physical input. So physical input I am giving to the instrument, but you are getting signal output like this. So linearity should be there, otherwise you will not get the right reading or actual reading. Okay. An instrument is considered if the relationship between output and input can be fitted in a line. An instrument is considered if the relationship between output and input can be fitted in a line, my dear student. Means you are giving input something variable and output you are not getting the right thing. Why you are not getting the right thing? You will never get the right thing because you are not giving the linear input. You are not giving the right input. Means line. Line is what? Y is equals to mx plus c. Okay. I minimum, I maximum, O maximum, O maximum, C. So this is the line equation for you. And here line equation means I yesterday told you about y2, y1, I1, basically the x1, x2. In a straight line, we use the formula y is equals to mx plus c. Y is equals to mx plus c means mx is the slope and plus c is the constant. But c is the constant here and c will be the zero value when we are passing the current line through the origin. But here we are not passing the line through the origin, then the c will be there. But if we are passing the line through the origin, because it is linear, so your c will remain 0. So the equation is y minus y1 is equals to x2 minus x, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. So I choose this equation, and instead of x and y, I use o. Why? Because O is at y-axis. And why I choose I here, my dear student? Because I at the what? I at the which axis? X-axis. I at the x-axis. So I is the x-axis and y is the O is the y-axis. So O minus O minimum. So here we having two coordinates. We having two coordinates of O maximum and O minimum. Here we having the two coordinates for I minimum and I maximum. I is for the input coordinates, O is for the output coordinates. So coordinates are there. So we can do what? We can write the equation in the form of this, where we having the mx is m is also written as y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So instead of y2, we can write O maximum. Instead of x2, we can write I maximum. Instead of y1, we can write O minimum. Instead of what? Instead of x1, we can write I minimum. So we can write the equation O minus O minimum is equals to O maximum minus O minimum upon I maximum minus I minimum into I minus I minimum. So this is linearity. If your instrument equation lies in this, so we can say it is linear. It is linear. If your instrument doesn't basically fit in this equation, so we can say what? It is not linear. So output and input of this instrument should fit in their line. I hope you understand, my dear student. Now next. No linearity is defined as a maximum deviation of the output over the straight line. So you never find a deviation, or we can find the maximum deviation over the line. Why you are finding the maximum deviation? Tell me, my dear student, why you are finding the maximum deviation? Maximum deviation you will find because if you are not getting the right value, means you are getting the value which is not linear with the input, means input and output are in the non-linear form. So what happens? You will never get the linearity system. So that shows the non-linearity. That shows what? Non-linearity. So non-linearity deviation is defined as the maximum deviation of the output over the straight line. Now see here. See in this, the maximum straight line will be like this, but you having the deviation like this. See the deviation. Okay, and we having some ideal condition, that is ki. If we are not getting the ideal condition, then we will not find any k. Okay, why we will not find any k? Because this is the ideal condition. And here we having minimum to maximum. Here we having what? C. In this we having I minimum to I maximum. So non-linearity can be quoted by this equation. N of I, output of I minus k into I plus A. A is the constant here through which it is non-linear. Shows. Maximum percent of non-linearity we can write like this. N maximum of I upon O maximum minus O minimum. O maximum means maximum output and O minimum means minimum output. Okay, into 100. If I want to calculate in the percentage, though I have to work for it. So we have to see, we have to look after this thing, that the percentage is this, like. Okay, now move forward. Sensitivity. The sensitivity of measurement is a measure of change in instrument. Means measure of change in instrument. Okay, I give negative input. So if I give the positive output, it means there is no relation between input to output, and means non-linearity. And if I'm changing something, and due to this the change you're getting in the output, that is sensitivity. Sensitiveness also. The sensitive word, sensitivity comes from the sensitive word. And sensitive means a student, for example, two Ramu and Shamu are two friends. Ram and Sham are two friends. Sham is very sensitive person and Ram is very insensitive. Okay, Ram is very insensitive and Sham is very sensitive person. So sensitivity shows by this, he's very sensitive in each and everything. In each and everything means, if if Ram get hurt while running, it always cares him. But Ram doesn't care for Sham. So that is insensitivity. So sensitivity is there. So sensitivity of measurement is a measure of the change in instrument output that occurs when the quantity being measured change by a given amount. So if quantity being measured changes, so output also change. Why also output is also changed? Otherwise, what happen? If output doesn't change, it means there is no sensitivity between input and output. Thus, the sensitivity is the ratio. The sensitivity is the ratio. It is basically given by the expression, that is scale deflection. That is scale deflection upon value of measurement producing deflection. Scale deflection means the changes and the variation in the scale, and we can say the value of measurement producing deflection. Which type of deflection we have? So measurement producing the deflection, we can say the ratio. Now environmental effects. Okay, all calibration and specification of an instrument are only valid under control condition of temperature, pressure, etc. So yesterday or in the previous lecture I told you about this thing, that temperature and pressures are the condition, are the environmental condition. So a instrument should work under these conditions. If these conditions are changing, if these conditions are changing day by day, then what happens? What happens, my dear student? Through this, what happens? If a instrument works in a normal room temperature, that is maximum 30 degree, if you give 45 degree, so you will give the adverse effect, you will having the adverse effect while you measure something. Okay, pressure, if you put that instrument in the air pressure, so it will give you the adverse effect, means it will, the instrument will not give you the right reading, will always give you the abrupt reading and non-linear reading, or we can say false readings. Understand? Now secondly, these standard ambient conditions are usually defined in instrument specifications, are defined in the instrument specification. So instrument specification, we can say these standard ambient conditions are usually defined in the instrument specification. If instrument specification are there, so we can define it. As variation occur in the ambient temperature, if variation occurs in the ambient temperature, etc., certain static instrument characteristic change. Now static instrument we have to we having some characteristic changes, certain static instrument characteristic changes, and the sensitivity to the disturbance is a measure of magnitude of this change. So sensitivity of to disturbance is a measure of the magnitude of this change through this environmental effect. Such environmental change affect the instrument in two main ways, known as zero drift and sensitivity drift. Now two things are there, one is the zero drift, another one is the sensitivity drift. So zero drift is sometimes called by alternative term bias. Bias, something bias. Bias means, for example, We can also say that a person biased, umpire biased. In a cricket, umpire give their decision by biasing, through biasing. Means umpire is always biased by the opposite team. Okay, so we can say that, we can use this word. So zero tips are also called as bias. Now instrument drift. What is instrument drift? See, this is caused by the variation taking place in the parts. Means this is caused by the variation taking place in the parts. If in the part, if I'm talking about the parts, for example, if I'm talking about the parts, so parts is there. This is caused by the variation taking place in the parts of the instrumentation overcome. This is caused by the variation taking place in the parts of the instruments overcome, or we can say over time. Over time. Now the prime sources occurs as chemical structural change and changes mechanical stresses. So instrument drift, what happens? See, one is the simple drift that is already tell you about in this, that is zero drift bias. Secondly, instrument drift. So instrument changes means instrument give you some chemical structural change, some mechanical structures there, because we make our instrument by some methods. They may be PMMC method, maybe moving iron method. So we are using some different methods. So if I am using the different methods, means the changes occurs in the form of chemical structure or in the mechanical stresses, then we can say what? We can say what, my dear student? We can say that it is a structural change, or we can say instrument drift, the change in the instrument. Drift is a complex phenomenon. It is phenomena, we can say, for which the observed effects are that the sensitivity and offset value vary. Obviously, if, for example, you are a person, you are a human being, you know, we having three major changes in our body when we having different weather. For example, we having summer weather, then humidity is very much, so your body will be sweating. If we having the winter season, then you will be very your body will be shivered because very cold. So you have to think changes due to environment. Yeah, you'll find your body having the changes due to environment. So similar to that one, the drift in the instrument we having found due to the environment. It can also alter the accuracy of the instrument differently at the various amplitude of the signal present. So see, if I'm shivering, so can I write in a right manner? No. Can I eat in a right manner? No. But if I am sweating, we can't also not eat in a right manner. Okay. Why? Because through environment now my body is changing. So through this, the sensitivity of instrument and amplitude will change due to this instrument drift. Now classification of drift. See here, three things are there. Characteristic with zero drift, we can say it should be this thing, but the nominal is this characteristic. If I'm talking about the characteristic with sensitivity drift, the scale reading, so we can found the straight will be should be the straight line, but nominal characteristic changes drift will be occur like this. Means the changes from here to here we can find, but if the changes more than it, then what happens? The instrument not working properly, my dear student. So if you want to work properly, if you want to do that, the instrument will work in proper manner, so you have to look after it. Then we having this scale reading characteristic with zero drift and sensitivity drift here, but nominal characteristic is this. So drift changes from here to here, here to here, and here to here. So these are the drifts. Now hysteresis and backlash, these are the very important thing. Careful observation of output to the input relationship. Now we having some careful observations, that is our hysteresis and backlash. Careful observation we have to take or check or measure the reading very carefulness, means very careful. If I am not carefully taking the reading, so I am not getting the accurate reading, not precise reading. I am getting the abrupt and worse readings. So careful observation of output input relationship of block will sometimes reveal different results as the signal vary in the Direction of the movement. In the direction of the movement, we can say this thing. Now, mechanical systems will often show a small difference in length as the direction of the applied force is reversed. So we can say if direction force is reversed, then what will happen? The mechanical system having some differences, small differences is there. Now, the same effect arises as a magnetic field is reversed in a magnetic material. Obviously, in magnetic material, if magnetic field is reversed, then what happen? Reverse means reverse means what? Try to think. You have already studied in the third semester about the magnetic circuits. So in magnetic circuit, what happens? First, the ferromagnetic material, the we can say the ions in the ferromagnetic material, they are in the scattering nature. They are scattered. Now, if I give the supply, what will happen? They work in a aligned manner. They make a group. They make a we can say a joint group. Okay, and they improve means saturation, then magnetization, then saturation. But after saturation, so reversal of magnetism occurs. That is demagnetization. That is called hysteresis. That is called what? Hysteresis. Now, where there is a caused by a mechanism that gives a sharp change, such a caused by the looseness of joint in a mechanical joint, it is easy to detect and is known as backlash. Now, for example, in an instrument, if I basically connect the pointer in an instrument, and that pointer is not working properly, means that pointer is not connected properly, not attached properly. So what happened, my dear student? The pointer will always give you the false reading. The pointer will always give you the which type of reading? False reading. So pointer will give you the false reading means you making a loose connection, you making a loose joint. So that is known as backlash. So two things are there: reverse of our high stress, again reading effects, that is known as hysteresis. Looseness joint and you are not connecting in the proper way, that is backlash, and zero depth space. Okay, now move forward. Now, how many measurements? If a question arises, that is a quiz system, or you can say quiz type of quiz. How many measurements? Both, but and depends on knowing mean and standard deviation. So, how many measurements we have to do? We can measure, or we can calculate with the mean and standard deviation. That is why mean and standard deviation are very necessary in this. Are very necessary in this. So depends on knowing mean and standard deviation. Now estimate S with small number of measurement. Now estimate S with the small number of measurement. Now use this S. Use as this S to find N. Use this S to find N needed for desired interval. Needed for what? Desired interval width. The desired interval width, we can use this thing. Okay, I hope you understand this thing. So how many measurements depend on knowing mean and standard deviation. Estimate S with the small number of measurement. Okay, small number of measurements. Use this S to find N needed for desired interval. Desired interval width, how much width and how much we can find the width, we can use this thing. Next, how many measurement? For example, mean is 7.94 S for the small, and standard deviation is 2.14 S. Want 90% confidence mean is within 7% of actual. Means if we talk about the 90% confidence means we can say fixed mean. Fixed mean is within the 7% of actual mean. Within means within the limit, in the limit of 7% of actual mean. Actual mean 7%. So 90% confidence mean is within 7% of the actual mean. We can say that. So we want this thing. Now for this, we can write the mean is given to, that is 7.94 S. Standard deviation is 2.14 S. Standard deviation is what? 2.14 S. 190% confidence mean is within 7% of actual mean. So I am writing the confidence mean is known as alpha. So alpha is 0.9. So if I'm talking about the confidence mean, we can calculate 1 minus alpha by 2, the average of alpha. That is what we are getting, 0.95. Okay. So I'm getting this thing because 90 is divided, 0.90 is divided by 2. So we'll get the 0.1 minus 0.05. So 0.05 minus 1, we'll get 0.95. And error will be plus minus 3.5%. So E will become, we always write error with the help of E, that is 0.035. Okay, just see it. Try to understand this thing. See. Now, how can we, the question arises, mean is 7.94s is given to you. Standard deviation is 2.14s. What means 90% confidence mean is within 7% of actual mean. Within the 7% of actual mean. So we have to calculate this thing, standard confidence mean. Now next, mean is given to you, that is what? 7.94. Standard deviation is already given, that is 2.14. 190% confidence mean is within 7% of actual mean. Within what? 7% of actual mean. So we can write alpha is equals to, that is actual mean is 90 divided by 100, that is 0.9. So 1 minus alpha by 2 is the equation. So we can calculate 0.95. And the error is plus minus 3.5%. So we can write E, small e. Small e represent for the error. And error are of different types. So many types of error we have. We have so many types of error or not? Tell me. We're having so many types of error. Okay, we're having so many types of error: random error, systematic error, physical error, instrumental errors comprise in this. So many things. So we can write E is equals to 0.035. Now how many measurements? If you want to calculate this thing, we can calculate with this formula. Okay, so this is the formula for this 2.14. We are getting the value. S is there, XE is the error, X bar is 0.035, that is error. Okay, 7.94 we are getting the, that is deviation. Arithmetic mean, we can say the standard X bar is there, already given to C. In this we are having the mean. We are having mean, so X represent, X dash represent the mean. Okay, this we having the value 1 minus alpha by 2, and 2.14 we are getting. Okay, then we get the value 2.2, 212.9, and we can also write like this, 213 measurements. So how many measurements we have? 213 measurements. So 90% chance true mean is within plus minus 3.5% interval. So if question asks you about how many chances true mean, so the answer is 90% chance. Your answer is 90% chance. So you will find the questions in different manner, in different way. Okay, you can do it very easily. Okay, now move forward. This is the some MCQs for you regarding this, that if the instrument is used in a wrong manner while application, then it will result error. Random errors in a measurement system are due to the error between mean of finite data set and mean of infinite data set, known as, okay, the undesirable characteristic of a measuring system is drift, dead zone, no intensity. We studied today all things we have studied today. How systematic errors can be eliminated, in which manner. Then standard error of mean is calculated by, okay, the standard error is the statistical measure. 4 options are given to you. So these are the multiple choice questions. Magnitude of error can be negative or positive. True and false you have to give. Now find the approximate value of 1.04 raised to the power 3.01. Okay, so how can you calculate? You have to calculate in this manner. Now which of the angle is not a, which of the following is not a fundamental quantity? Okay, so these are some MCQs. Now these are the reference which I basically, through which I took something and I took in my lecture from. These are the some references. These are the we can say the books available: Electrical and Electronics Measurement and Measuring Instrument by E.K. Sahni. E.K. Sahni is the basically the author, and Dhanpat Rai and Sons is the publication, is the publication part, or we can say the publisher. R.H. Seni and Ali Foster, Instrumentation for Engineering Measurements, Johnny Williamson. It is very good book. You can go through it. You can see it. You can find something in this regarding the instrumentation. Very important. A.K. Sani is very good book because A.K. Sani covers EMI, electronic and electrical measuring instruments, and this power system instrumentation, because instrumentation is a part of measuring instruments, EMI, but for the higher level, for the power system. Okay, so these are the some reference book. Just go through it. You'll find in our library also regarding this thing. In library we having this type of books, so you can just go through and read, try to understand this thing, that which type of error we have, how can we eliminate the errors, how can we deal with the errors. Okay, if errors are there, how can we deal, how can we work for these errors. So this is all about my lecture. These are some MCQs, measurements, one quiz is there, how we solve it. Then we're having the statistical backlash, classification of drift, instrument drift. We having environmental effects, what effects we having, step it effects, basically sensitivity. No linearity is defined, how linearity and non-linearity is there. I already told you about this thing. This is the span, range are there. These are the characteristic basically. One is the range, another one is the span, linearity, sensitivity, environmental effects, hysteresis, resolution, depth space. So if instrument having these type of characteristic, so we have to work for it. Otherwise, what happens? Otherwise, what happens? If we having no range, we can't use that one. Means range is not there, then we can't able to do this. Why we can't able to do this? Because ranges have to be fixed. Now my range is to teach you about 1 hour. So my range is 1 hour. If you want to, for example, you if you want to run or you want to walk in a morning, so you have to walk for 2 kilometers. So your range is 2 kilometers, 0 to 2 kilometers. Maybe it is 1.5, maybe it is 1, maybe it is 1.7, but 2.5 is higher from the range. Okay, so you fix your walking strategy or walking ranges 0 to 2 kilometers. So it is depend. Span is the gap basically. Linearity should be there. What you are taking in the input, that it give you effect on the output. Sensitivity, it is again that sensitive. If changes in the input, it will change in the output. Environmental effects, obviously pressure, temperature, so many things are there, so that affects the environment through the environmental. Hysteresis is there, means reversal of magnetism, because we make the basic instrument through permanent magnet, moving coil or moving iron. Resolution should be there, otherwise it is not visible. That space should be there, that is zero drift. So these are the some static performance of instrument. So just go through it. I hope you understand about this thing whole. So this is all about my lecture today, ranges, pain, and this. So hope you understand. If you have any query, you can ask me in the next lecture or in the future, coming future. So this is all about the theory of errors for today's lecture. So I hope you understand all this thing. I hope you understand all this thing about this thing, about this. So this is all about from my side. Thank you.